All right, Flo, Brian Baldinger out there, 95.7 the game, and he's talking about Steve Young and his legs. And that's so funny because obviously we've been talking about that all year. Like, dude, this guy's so underrated, such an underrated athlete. And on Monday, hearing all of the media pretty much saying, wow, you know what? I didn't know he had the legs like that. Nick Wright said that, I think the guy from Speak for Yourself, the guys with Acho, the guy from the Jones, he was like, that was kind of weird. I didn't know he had that athletic. But I'm like, dude, we've seen that all year long. That's how he's been. He's like the more athletic version of Flutie, even though Flutie was pretty athletic. But like this guy like breaks your legs. But Brian Baldinger talks about that. And I was like, all right, dude, heck yeah, check this out.
Purdy was the feat. What did you see from first half to second half?
No, I mean, look, they the two first drives of the game, they went right down the field. They missed a field goal. All right, they don't convert on third down. Missed a field goal, go right down the field. Second drive and scored a touchdown. He had a couple balls batted down by Hutchinson, and so those kind of affect you. But he was channeling his inner Steve Young, in that game. Like that was classic Steve Young right there. And we've seen him scramble, but every one of those three scrambles for 52 yards was so critical. So critical, getting a chunk, converting, just keeping the drive on schedule. And you can't practice that. That's just got to be a feel. That's an instinct. I mean, we see it from Mahomes all the time, which is great. That's Patrick Mahomes. He's been doing this for 7 years. This is a kid that, hasn't completed 2 years of playing yet, and now he's in the biggest game he's ever played in. And he's pulling a ball down and finding lanes, and not just, but I mean, that's a talented, fast defense.
Yeah.
And he's getting those chunks. And so 220 plus yard scrambles like that it's incredible.
That he had a great throw to Debo on the first drive of the third quarter. It was just ripped right into the middle of the field.
That throw though, Joe, people, I don't know, I'm so tired of the whole game manager or whatever they're trying to say.
That was a dime, Baldy.
That throw, you drop back 5 steps, you hitch, and you rip it. And it's right into the thick of a 4-man zone. And Debo's catching it on the dead run.
Yep.
He's not jumping up for it. He's not reaching back for it. He's not going down low and catching it off his shoestrings. He's catching it, literally, it's playing T-ball. It's like going out there with your kid that's 5 years old and you're playing T-ball. You put it right there on the tee for him. You can't throw it any better than that.
So comparing him to Steve Young, which is awesome, man. I remember week 3, I said he's the best quarterback we've had since Steve Young. Now everyone making a little bit of comparisons there. But what do you feel about him talking about that? How he kind of won the game for us because of that.
Yeah, man. Obviously, his legs, man, they were special in the game. Obviously, he's not like Steve Young where he's just going to break it to the house and freaking get you a touchdown. But his legs are still just as important. Either if it's on those 4th and 1s, this guy, he's pretty much automatic on those freaking QB sneaks because he has those strong, powerful legs. So you get that. But then when you least expect it, he could also go get you 20 yards. And the Lions, they definitely did not expect it because he kind of took their soul away because they had us down and out a few times. And this guy, he didn't really have anything besides to improvise and take off. And he was able to freaking get there. He's also a pretty crafty runner, man. He uses his eyes pretty good. There's a few times he kind of looks the defenders off and then just, boom, shoots the other way. So, yeah, he doesn't get the credit that some of these other guys get for their legs. Like, I know Mahomes kind of has some similar runs too, but they really give him the credit all the time. They're like, wow, look at Mahomes. Look what he did. They didn't really talk about that at all this week in the media. They didn't really address that. And then another thing that he does with his legs too is just kind of creating freaking lanes because we know we have probably the worst offensive line in this playoffs.
Exactly.
This playoff run. So sometimes, like early on, the balls were getting batted down. So he was like, hey, I got to kind of move around this pocket slightly a little bit just to get myself throwing lanes. And that's what I really think about this guy and his legs is special. Or just the fact that sometimes he could kind of just hold himself upright while should take a sack, but he's so strong, he kind of brushes these defenders off and avoids those negative yards. So I do see what Baldy's talking about, how this guy's legs are special, similar to what Steve Young's legs were back in the day.
Remember actually the beginning of his first year when he was doing the quarterback sneaks, it wasn't working. Do you remember that? He was horrible at it because damn it, we missed Jimmy. I think that was what his specialty was. But since he started doing it, he is starting to use his legs, get low, and he makes it look easy, man. Those 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s makes it look easy. But This dude, when he's in open space, one-on-one, like you're talking about linebackers, safeties, he puts these fools on skates. Like maybe it's because his 40-yard dash is up there with Tyreek Hill or something, but he just makes he turned Gardner Johnson, I don't know what, into a little punk, man. He literally broke his legs like I think twice, open field one-on-one, and he owned them. It was absolutely amazing to see, and we've seen it all year, man. This dude, he has that. I don't know what it is where he just gets away that huge 3rd and 3, I believe. Was it 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4? Late in the fourth quarter, we're driving. If we don't get that, what are we gonna do? Hit a field goal? Go for it? Like there's so much things that had to happen, and he runs off our 20-yard huge ass plays, man. And Kyle Shanahan said it best after the game. We do not win that game unless Brock Purdy does what he did in that fourth quarter. So, dude, it's absolutely amazing what he's able to do with the legs. And Baldy was talking about those throws he made. That one to Deebo Samuel, perfect strike, in stride, just throwing it right to him through the game. And even that touch pass to Kittle on the left side, I think he was running it out or something. And just a perfect little cherry throw, like, right in the breadbasket, Kittle off for 30, 40 yards, and our offense just keeps rolling and rolling. So he can make all the throws, man. You've seen him a few times with the sidearm throws. He can throw some few lasers and a few dimes. It's amazing, man. And then you just add that element that Jimmy G never had, that Nick Mullins never had, that CJ Beathard never had, that none of the guys before had, those legs that could just, he doesn't look the most athletic, but dude, I mean, he just makes this, he made the defensive line and those linebackers and those safeties look absolutely amateurish. It was amazing to see, man. It's just, he turned the Lions into the Lions again. You know, they were the mighty Lions, and then they turned into the Lion from the Wizard of Oz, man. If I only had a heart. It was amazing to see. So, I mean, Brian Baldinger, right on point, man. We're not saying he's Steve Young, because there's only one Steve Young, but he has a lot of traits of Steve Young, and it's amazing. He has a little bit of that, and then he has a little bit of Joe Montana with the brains right there. Just seeing the field, the anticipation. So unbelievable, man. I just so pumped up with this quarterback. And I know a lot of Niner fans during that game were ready to giving up, like on Twitter or whatever, just talking that trash. And it's like, dude, relax, man. This is Brock Purdy we're talking about. He did it the week before against the Packers, and he did it again, man.
Yeah, man, and like you said about the Lions, they came in the game with heart, but you know what play was really, really impressive, because it was both the legs and the arms, was that pass to
use check.
Man, not only did he escape, but then he was also put the ball right on the sideline where only Juice could really get it safe. A defender was there. It was just right out there. Juice got his feet set. Boom, that was freaking beautiful. I was like, dang, that pressure, because was that a third down too?
I think it was first down, but it would have been a sack. Yeah, it would have been a sack. It would have been a sack. So it could have been the game-changing play right there. Yeah, and when that play happened too, I thought, there's no way we're going to lose this game. Like, there's no way we're going to lose this game, because this guy, he was dialing right there. Because if he gets sacked, it's second and 15, 18, 20. So that's huge, man. Like, you knew something special was going to happen. It honestly, I don't want to sound messed up, but it reminded me of the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes against us. Like, everything was going right, and it was like, dude, Patrick can't be stopped. He can't be stopped right now. That was Brock Purdy. I was watching that. I was like, oh, shit, this is like, he's doing what Patrick Mahomes did to us in that Super Bowl. Like, we have our own version now. Like, we have our dude. So, unbelievable, man. I know, there's guys out there, Niners content creators were like, but what about the first and second quarter, and what about that? Like, dude, shut up. You never said that when Patrick Mahomes made his run on the Super Bowl. No one talks about those, where he threw 2 interceptions in that Super Bowl. No one talked about that. All they talked about was what he did in clutch moments. And dude, those third and fourth quarters, what clutch this guy. Just like Green Bay the week before, last drive clutch, man. So this is our dude, and I swear, I don't think I've had like 4 or 5 other quarterbacks ahead of this guy. Like, this guy, I'm so comfortable with this guy. And I really feel that he's going to lead us in that damn Super Bowl. I really think we're going to win it because of this guy. It's not going to be because of our defense, because right now our defense, I don't know what the hell's going on. But this dude right here in that offense, we got a great chance, man.
Yeah, man, and like you said, that's the stupidest thing. Like, I understand it's the entire game, but just to only judge the first half, that's dumb. You can't win a game which is 1 half. It takes 2 halves of football, and this guy, Brock Purdy, he always plays best in the second half. That's when it matters most. That's when all the greats usually would turn it up. Obviously, like you said, Patrick Mahomes, but Tom Brady, he did that too. A lot of times he would be trailing games and boom, here he comes. Here he comes. You know you're not out of it because this guy is going to lead you, and you're going to get that comeback under these guys because you know they're not going to give up, and they're going to do whatever they can to get the W.
And you could just see that during that game, man. He took the heart and soul out of the Lions, man. When he was making play after play after play, those guys were so shook. You could see them like they were just like, what the fudge? Gardner Johnson, he was talking, then all of a sudden he just stopped talking. You know, you saw what's our linebacker, Goldilocks? He was out there like, fudge, man. Even Hutchinson, man,
Yeah,
he was done too. So they're like, dude, we can't get to this guy. Like, you could just tell like everything was working for us in that fourth, and unbelievable, man. Unbelievable job, man. This guy is him, baby, and I'm pumped up. And only 24 years old. Remember that. Remember that when all the media is bashing this guy. A year and a half of playing football. You have someone like Lamar, 6 years, and look what they say. Absolutely insane. But man, this is our dude, man.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about Brian Baldinger's take. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.